sitting over here in the corner. I'm in real estate, and just stop in if they have any questions. All you have to do is figure out a way to create more conversations. Now, he took it to the extreme, though. He said, here's my credit card. Here's $100 bill. And I'm going to pay for every single person who comes through this line. Let them know I'm in real estate. I'll be sitting over here. And I want you to do this for as long as I choose to stay. He stayed there for 3.5 hours. He got 17 solid leads. It cost him about $600 in total. Yet compare that to what you're spending on Zillow. Think about this. Compare that to what you're spending on Zillow. It's a drop in the bucket in comparison. I've got clients that are spending $10,000 a month with Zillow and closing 2 to 3 transactions per month, which is fine because of their average sales price. Yet, if you're in a lower price market, that would become cost prohibitive, no doubt about that. So again, 4 categories to the strength, the depth, the width of your foundation: knowledge, skills. And when we focus on those 2 things first, it's going to raise your level of competence. It raises your level of confidence, and it impacts the 3rd category in such a powerful way. That's mindset. Mindset. It's so critical. And I love what Henry Ford said so many years ago, and it's overused. I know that, yet nobody said it better. And you can even finish my sentence, Tristan, I'm sure. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're what?
You're right.
You're right. Gang, we're always right. You understand this. So go home to your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and tell them, Sean said, I'm always right, because that's true. It's 100% true. Now, the 4th category, which I think is the most important, and this is what I wanted to go deep on today, it's your habits. It's your habits. F.M. Alexander said this. He said, people do not decide their future, they decide their habits. And their habits decide their future. And yet, where do most people form habits? Is it consciously or is it subconsciously? Talk to me, gang.
Definitely subconsciously, but at some point, there's a choice. At some point, right?
At some point, there's a choice. There's always a choice. You make the choice every day whether or not you're going to lead generate. You make the choice every day if you're going to do your lead follow-up conversion. You make the choice whether or not you're going to schedule that next open house to identify and earn the business prospects in the marketplace today. Everything is based in a choice. See, first you make the choice, then the choice makes you. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring conscious awareness to the activities that are worth building habits around. And I'm going to digress. And Tristan, I know you've heard this story in the past, probably. Yet it's my favorite story because it's the greatest epiphany that I've ever had in my entire career. And I've been doing this for 32 years, you guys. I was licensed when I was 20. I'm 52 now. And man, I plan on doing this for the rest of my life because I love what I get to do. Now, my greatest awareness happened when I was just 17 years old. And I was fortunate to get this awareness, this epiphany so early in my age, because it really helped set the trajectory of my career. It really did. Now, little backstory, my wife and I met when we were 12 years old in the 7th grade. Okay. We started dating when we were 16, married at 21, had our first child at 28. Now we have 3 beautiful kids, just celebrated 31 years of marriage. Now, with all that said, we're 17 years old and we decided to go see a movie this Friday night. We invited her older sister. She's 4 years older than we were, and her sister's new boyfriend had never met this guy before. And I agreed I would drive, so I pulled up to the house to pick them up. And I got to tell you, this guy came out of the house, and this dude was built, man. I'm telling you, he had like muscles on muscles, seriously. Biceps the size of my thighs. And I mean, he's a bodybuilder. Body fat, maybe 8-9%. I mean, just totally shredded, ripped, right? Now, I'm 17 years old, and I want to look like this guy. So I get to know him a little bit. His name's Paul. I said, hey, Paul, tell me, how often do you go to the gym? He said, well, every day. I said, even Sundays? He said, yeah, every day I work out. So that's fantastic. How long is your workout? I said, well, at least 2 hours. 2 hours every day, Paul? I don't know my exact words, but it was something to the tune of, I'm 17 years old. I can't get to the gym 2-3 times a week, let alone every day for 2 hours. How do you do it? And he looked at me like it was a little bit crazy. And this was the epiphany, you guys. He said, Sean, it's just something I do. So do you get the point? See, he had brought that activity of going to the gym 2 hours every day to the point of what I now call automaticity, where it's part of his paradigm. This is who Paul is. This is what Paul does. And guess what? Paul gets to look the way Paul looks. And yet you look at it through the lens of business development. You look at it through the lens of your production. And what are those activities? Or what is that activity that if you just brought that to the point of automaticity where you show up to work, you're on purpose, and you focus on that one action that's going to produce the results that you want, that's going to help you double, triple, or even quadruple your production in real estate sales. What is that activity? And I want to open it up to everybody in the audience. What is the action that's worth building a habit around, in your opinion? Talk to me.
First